were saying earlier about numbers and numerology.
Oh, yes.
And how do we...
That's one thing I'm like really
Jen's
big
all,
on too.
I've been waiting for those.
I know. I've been waiting for this section.
I just saw one over here. But with that, what do you say about that? Like, I have my belief it's a spiritual connection. It's whatever you believe speaking to you and telling you're on this path or this thing. But, give us a little bit about that.
With numerology, like you said, everything is tied. Astrology and numerology are connected because every planet is associated with a number. And so when people say, like, I see repeating numbers, I see this, it's just to me, it's a sign that you are living in alignment, or you're understanding that this is essentially like a numbers matrix. I'll just say it like that. With the Matrix, like that movie was trying to tell people something. Because, like I said, when I look at birthdays, when I get charts and clients, and I'm like, you have the same birthday as this person, you have the same birthday as this person, or these two people who are born on this. I was born on the 12th. So when I get people who are born on the 12th, we all have the same mindset. So it's essentially like a numbers. Everything is connected. Like, it's just I don't even know how I could explain it all in
well,
one
I know
thing,
for that sense is like I didn't really understand numerology before. I still don't understand it, but one thing about personally that I experience is I started seeing numbers as soon as I quit my job, my corporate job, because we weren't helping people the way that we needed to. I took a dive and got the business. I started seeing numbers, and at first I dismissed it because I'm crazy. I'm just trying to see what I want to see, trying to get in your head, trying to see, like, it can't be that deep, and no, it is, because the closer that I started, like, shedding away the people that weren't meant to be in my life, that were dragging me down, the ones that were being toxic, the ones when I really put my foot down and said, you know what, I know you want to help everybody over you, but these are not all the people you're supposed to be bringing with you. The numbers started getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So probably it would start with 111 all the time. And then they started going to 111, 333, then 111, 333, 222, then 444, and I'm just like, then 555. And then I was just like, the closer that I feel more at peace, the closer that I feel more in my purpose, the more that it becomes second nature, my path, the more numerology I see. Yeah. And I can only say that because I actually experienced it. Yeah. So to me, I was like, whoa, this is crazy, So I know there's something there. I just don't understand it as much as you do.
There's studies on a lot of this stuff. And, like, if you want to see a red car, or you talk about a car that you want.
Yes.
And you program your brain to start, and a lot of that is just letting you know that you can control some things, and the things that you want to happen, you can, in certain areas of life. And I think the more that you start to see that, the more you start to believe in something, and you put it into play.
You start striving for more, and you're like, you know what? I should try harder because there's something there. This is supposed to be for me, even though it's hard, even though it's stressing. You're like, look at what's happening in your life. Look at all the big thing, scope of things, and then But of course, it's like you said, it's a lot deeper than I don't understand. But I wanted to say that because I'm like, I've been on the other end where I was like, oh, that's crappy, But then now I'm in the end where it's like, I know that I am in my purpose. Like, there's no question about it because of the things that have happened in the 4 years. It's just like, that was just not all me.
It's your confirmation or your way of feeling.
And
like
now I'm
that's
just like, and last night it happened again. This morning it happened again. So it's just like,
you're on your way here.
Really often. It's always just more often. And I'm just like, okay.
You're paying attention now.
And I'm being more aware.
Yes.
Also, that, like you say, it's just a bigger thing, It's and people, and then you just start empathizing with people that are so lost, because you're like, man, if you can just understand a little bit,
if I could just hit you over the head.
You're like, and more for I'm always going back to the youth because. As an adult, you have more resources to be able to take yourself out of things because, but a youth that is in a household that is toxic or that is in foster care that has no out, when they are out there alone, these are important things to learn about yourself because at the end of the day, I always tell students, it's like, it's you. It's you, and hopefully somebody comes in and help you, but you got to depend on you and only you. Yeah. And then once you get you going, everything else is going to start lining up, but unfortunately, if you don't start seeing that for yourself, it's going to be a lonely road. Yeah. And I was like, and I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just being real with you because if somebody would have told me that at my age when I was going through my stuff as a youth, then I became pregnant. If it would have told me like, Elvia, you're gonna be okay. I might have, jumped the gun doing things that faster, but you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Then I would have felt a little bit less like shunned away from the world because I did something so bad, in our culture, and didn't finish school, dropped out of college. Got pregnant at 17, had him 18, got married.
Younger Elvia, you turned out okay.
Younger Elvia turned out perfect, not perfect, but in my sense, I am happy, in what I'm trying to achieve with life. But it's not easy. And that's why I want students to know, like, it's going to be hard, but it's also beautiful. And you gotta embrace both sides of it.
Well, I learned a little bit more about numerology because you found out who I am, and I am that person that always goes down the rabbit hole all the way down, so I can't get out. And so I learned that there's actual dates that celebrities will plan to have their children on certain dates, like obviously. Now, okay, let's talk about that though, because when we talk about being aligned and the day that we're born. Now, what about the celebrities that get induced or do specific dates because they know this is a wealthy, this is an inheritance date, that if they have their kid on an 8 or 28 or something like that? Because now you're kind of aligning yourself.
Okay.
She's like, girl.
She's like, I got
So I believe that we are not controlling when children come in, if it's a C-section, if it's a premature, like, something is bringing them in at that specific time. Maybe you think you are controlling it, but something is telling you to plan it at this time. Because talking to I don't have kids, don't want them, and kids are lovely, but kids are here to teach the parents something. Oh, yeah. They're always the opposite energy of the parent. I talked to all of my classmates, dealing with people who have kids, and they're like, they're so sensitive because the parent's not sensitive. Yep. My cousin, she's a Leo. Her son is a Cancer. Those are fiery and watery. And, so to her, he's very sensitive. And I'm telling you, he's here to teach you how to be more sensitive. But you're also here to teach him how to stop being so sensitive. And so it's a balance and everything. So I think that the timing of the child is done intentionally.
It's still divinely.
Yeah, that couldn't be more true. My son saved me from my crazy. I feel like I wouldn't be who I am without him. I wouldn't strive as hard. He taught me patience, which I'm not. I'm a Leo. He taught me, more humility, that I don't know everything, and then other sense, he's very outgoing, but he's a lot more in tune with his feelings, and I'm more like black and white, like. Okay, just do it, just take the dive in. And he's like, well, I'll take the dive in, but let me think about it a little bit, And
that's funny that you say that because my mom's a Leo and I'm a Scorpio, and she's ready to jump all the time. And I'm like, all the time. Come back, well, slow down. And then my son, it's like, could you move an inch? She's Sagittarius. I'm like, could you please? And he's just like, when the timing is right. I'm like, oh my God, never.
So every person in your life, everything, as much as they frustrate you, I'm very fiery. I got a lot of fire in me. I move fast. I drive fast. I walk fast. I talk fast. And I have nothing but earth around me. And it is so slow. And it bothers me so much. I'm like, walk faster.
And why?
Move
Why
faster,
is that? Because
hurry up. Because those two, but they're here to teach you how to balance. Teach me how to slow down,
slow down.
And speed
Take
up.
a second.
So everybody's connected somehow. Like I said, even if they frustrate you, even if my parents are all different from me, my sister, but we're all here to teach each other something, even if you don't want to hear it. Right? You don't want to hear it.
That's a lot of us.
Yeah. Well, I think all of that, it's important. I think one of the things we talked about before having this show was that it's important to be open. It's important to listen to each other. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care if you're atheist. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican.
What did you say?
Did I say it? Democrat or Republican. Listen to each other. Yes. I mean, obviously, we can't do anything separate, divided. It's all about coming together. And I think once you listen, you learn something. I mean, you always learn something. I mean, okay, school, we just talked about it being not, but we learned something, whether it was wrong or was, right. But we learned something, and that's because they made us listen.
Yep.
But so I listened and I learned and things like that, and it opened me up to new things, and I just was connected in a way that I've never been connected before.
Yeah.
So I felt like this was a path that I had to, dive into, get deeper into, and then it just helped me to navigate better. Because I think navigating through life, as hard as it is, and man, when you get just a little bit of help, it makes it so much easier.
It makes a difference. It makes a really big difference.
Or just to have confirmation, because I think that's something that a lot of us need, even whether you're young or whether you already have a whole bunch of experience. Sometimes you just need that confirmation. And, with all the stress and everything and work, everything that you're going through, you do need that confirmation. And I've been saying that word.
Yeah.
It's a
Just to
confirmation.
know that you are going the right direction.
Yes.
I know that that's something that I struggle with. That sometimes I feel like, am I going the right path? Am I doing what I need to be doing? And then I see something, like God
Sign.
brings something, a sign or numbers. That's kind of like where I am. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like that peace inside.
And that's what they say. Your angels are telling you, trying to tell, like somebody's telling you, like you're in the right path, or you're in the wrong path. I don't know. Is there any like bad numbers? Because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm thinking it's a good number and it's a bad.
I don't think there's.
I know, right?
I used to think 666 was a bad number,
Yeah,
and then I
but
learned
no.
that too. 6 is not. But I've also learned to question why they taught us things that are bad.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a reason why we've been taught things are bad.
Yeah.
My husband is a 6'6".
Makes sense.
There's like a 3 6s in his. He was born at 6 a.m. too. I'm just like,
Oh, man.
dang, who did I marry?
Or maybe it's a blessing.
I know.
Yeah.
Because we've been taught one way, but I don't. And I also think, if you're a strong believer in like God and the devil and things like that, I think that you also have to know that we've been taught that the devil does everything God does and uses
copies
that
him,
and copies it. So that means that if he's using 666, well, there's just so many things that you always have to think deeper into and not just take it for what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything's been
Research.
Everything's been
Research.
flipped. I think the opposite way. Like I said, when you don't have that confirmation, or when you feel confused, or whatever the case is, like somebody's questioning even the smallest things, like I said, with people, and I talk about more of sexuality just because of the Scorpio is associated with that thing, Scorpio rising, just what it is, and just, society has told people, if you don't do it like religion, morally, online, social media, like this is a picture perfect painted thing online. And when you deep dive into stuff like that, you will see why that's only reserved for certain people. When you look at stuff like OnlyFans, and why they make so much money, that is
And the
on
people that would do it,
that is on
type of
the
personality.
money axis of astrology. The eighth house is the house of like sex, of Scorpio, and directly across from it is Taurus house, which is the money house. And so that's why those people make a lot of money, because
So
it
are
is
you
the
trying
same.
to tell me I should be on OnlyFans? She's like, call me after the show.
Yeah, feet
My
fetishes,
feet are down
all this kind of
here.
things. But when you look at all that stuff, and there's people, there's a reason why they don't like that kind of stuff.
Is that why I have sexy feet?
It could be.
God bless you.
It could be.
Yeah.
People use it. So when you learn that you use those things to your advantage, not to like manipulate people, but to understand that there's only, there's not one way to do stuff. And I've undone all of the judgment. Now, would I do that? No. But I understand where it comes from. I understand why people do what they do, and why they are able to benefit, because they understand how to use their own energy. If you know that gift of talking and the extrovertedness will get you people to come like you, you'll be like, okay, let me play it up a little bit more.
Exactly.
Because Leo is the fifth house of acting and theater. And
Mom?
it's the sun. It's ruled by the sun, which is the spotlight, the attention, the look at me. And that's how Leos use their gift. The Leo house is the house of politics as well. And so when you see a lot of politicians, they have Leo energy. They're putting on a show. That they know how to play into the people and what to say and how to act and how to be around them. So when people say politics is a show, it's literally a show, because those houses of politics is Aquarius, which I was very into politics. I still talk about politics, but I like debate because Aquarius likes to
I like debating too.
Yeah, and Leo is my sister sign, so we are the opposite energy. You're the extroverted, I'm the introverted. So once you connect everything, you understand why people talk about what they talk about. I got so much. I mean, if you Google my name, there's controversial
Topics.
Stories. I've been on every TMZ. I've been on Inside Edition. My tweets have gone very viral, but not in a positive way. They've always been like, can't believe she
Controversial
said
way.
that. I can't believe she. But then when you understand why somebody likes politics, why somebody likes debating, why somebody likes antagonizing a little bit, because I can't just sit. I'm a Scorpio rising, so Scorpio operates off of revenge, obsession, just a little bit of, I need the competition. It's not to purposely, but I need to thrive off
Something
of
has to drive you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like who am I competing with? Something, because it's too boring for me to just sit and talk. Like
That's that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely can tell you that.
can understand
If I
that.
get bored, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I can't. That's in
Engaging.
dating,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Like if you don't give me something,
A
that's
little
why I'm
aggressiveness.
constantly. Yeah. Like
Something.
that's something. Just are you there?
Yeah. So that's and Scorpio is the sign of transformation as well. So they can take things like because I was doing personal training for a little bit, making a little comment about how I look. Give me 6 months. They like the negative. Like I operate
Use
off
it
of
for fuel.
yeah, like I operate off of negativity.
Yes,
And I had
exactly.
a
I'll
old-
show you.
Yeah, I had an old
Are
classmate
Leos
tell me
like that too?
that's
Because I feel like I do that all the
Yes,
time. Like
they
say
are. My
something
mom
that
is
I'm
like
not,
that.
and I'm
Yeah.
gonna show you what I am.
Yeah, because it's prideful. It's
Yeah,
it's
I'm
all about pride. Like, oh, you're not about to make me look bad. So
hard-headed.
it's ego. Leo is ego.
Aries.
So
Aries, yeah.
What about the Aries? Over
Aries
here?
is Mars energy, which is competition. It's Aries and Scorpio are the same planet. So
Aries
So
are
we
fire
get-
too,
Do we
right?
get
Yeah.
along?
She's
Is that why
Aries?
we get on?
I think
I'm
we're getting along,
Aries.
but
that's
Yes,
why your
she-
hair is red.
They're
Well, I
fire.
just got red this weekend.
it
Yeah.
just literally turned red. I
literally
just
just
woke up and she
for
was
you-
red.
Yeah.
It was too red. It's too
Yeah.
red.
Yeah.
Well, I think
It doesn't look bad. I think it just yeah.
My sister's an Aries rising, and she dyed her hair red.
Did she?
Sexy red is an Aries.
Oh,
Wow.
That's why her
Really?
hair is red.
Well,
So
maybe you're coming
maybe-
into your own.
Hey,
Maybe
you're
I
in your
am.
purpose. That's why
I
you saw
know,
the
Maybe it
numbers.
just
right.
brings it out of you.
So everything, like I say, everything's the way you dress, the way you act, the way you talk, what you eat, all of that you can see.
Girl, I'm gonna call you later.
Yeah.
I'm getting that full birth chart.
When we're off of this,
Yeah.
I gotta
Well,
chat with you.
I would like you guys, since you are guests, if you could give something of value out there, what would be one last thing that you could say before? And also, too, you can we'll have all their information. You can reach them, Elvia and her school, and then you with giving, okay, so put out there what all you do. So that way I don't,
Miss anything.
in case
okay.
somebody wants to get a reading or something.
Connect with you.
Well, yeah. So right now I'm just a full-time astrologer. I do birth chart interpretations. I can do just specific things: career, love, astrocartography. If you're a traveler, what kind of energy will be there when you travel to that place? Those things can happen too. And I mean, that's essentially it as far as like what I'm doing full-time is just astrology, helping people get into alignment and understanding like the confirmation. You need the confirmation of why you act like that.
See that
why
word?
you do
Confirmation.
that. Because I think there's a lot of lost people here.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we've been conditioned to only go one way,
Right.
only be one thing. And so I tell people, learn yourself first, and then you can start judging other people. But by that time, you will not,
will not
know
judge.
how to do it.
Yeah.
Because you'll
Time
know.
or energy.
When I look at charts, I can see it. I can see all the secrets, So it's everybody has something that the other person don't want too. Never be jealous of anybody, of their life. It looks one way to people, but when you look at somebody's chart, there's something that you probably don't want. So just, just saying that.
We're all
Yeah,
blessed in
exactly.
our own ways.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Okay, so that
Yeah.
sounds good. So I'm gonna have my son. You're also
Yeah.
gonna have. He's heading out to school, so I
Yeah.
need you to tell me.
we
Is that
then-
gonna be a success, or do I just tell him to stay home?
Do I tell them that we're not paying tuition this week?
Should I send the check or not? And then Elvia.
Yeah.
Well, my work is in workforce development, and right now what we do is we're here in Houston, Texas, and serve the surrounding counties, all 13 counties. We're right under the state of Texas as initiative, so a lot of our students come with the scholarships. So that is my biggest thing, is training students at no cost, because they don't have the demographics to be able to go to college or the opportunity, or they don't want to, and help them find within themselves, if they like to work with their hands, how big of a revenue they can get. We going to school for a couple of weeks, getting certified, and from there finding themselves too, but through their career, as far as like not not being so scared to branch out. So if anybody is even interested in the electrical, HVAC, construction trades and doesn't know how to get started, we are definitely there for you. We are pre-apprenticeship, and we can definitely help.
And then you can help them as well with grants or
Oh
something.
yeah, so 90% of our students come at no cost. As you know, there's a gap in a lot of work within the skilled trades. So the state of Texas has said, okay, well, we need to put money into trades because not everybody's going to college. So there's literally money sitting there, aside from FAFSA, for students to go to school at no cost for trades, for skilled trades. And as you guys know, the infrastructure has to continue to be built. We don't have enough people building them. There's a lot of people that want to do more of the creativeness, which is great, but there's also a creativeness to build with your hands. And that's what students don't understand. They think is like, oh, trades is labor. No, it's not labor. It's a career. It's a profession, and you can get out of it as much as you want to, and how much as you're open-minded to. Because again, it's not just a straight shot, and that's what a society has made us think. Like an electrician is labor, construction. No, it's not. It's a master electrician can make as much as a doctor or even more, and you can come out of school. We have an 8-week program, join an apprenticeship for 6 years, but you're working, getting paid, and scaling every 6 months in pay. And when you're done, you'll be a master electrician, but you also don't have any debt because there's no cost of tuition for this. And then now you are able to be a business owner if that's what you want. So I want students to understand, or anybody that wants to get into the field, to really understand, like, there's an opportunity, especially women, young adults, because a lot of them are single. And they need it, and they're the breadwinners. Well, how much can we empower our women by actually tentatively giving them a scholarship, training them, and put them within a company that's going to be able to help them? So that's what I love to do.
And you also help them hook up with an employer.
That's the best part of it. A lot of schools don't do that, and that's the biggest thing. My thing is, if you're getting a certificate, and if you're still in the same spot, not making any money, not having a job, then what did you go to school for? And that's the part that schools don't. They don't take pride in placing students. They take pride in getting them in. They take pride in taking their money. They take pride in building all these, amazing labs and having all these prestigious things. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at the student, where are they at? Why are they succeeding? And if you're under 60% of placement, which unfortunately, a lot of community colleges are, then really what did you do for our community besides put them in debt? And when you could see that, I tell students, like, if you're going as a doctor, as a lawyer, great, because you need to go to school for that. You need, and it's going to pay off. But if you're going for electrician, HVAC, construction, videography, podcasting, all of those are trades that you can do at a very low return, or even scholarships, and then have a lot of return of your investment and make it a career. So if people can hear that more and actually understand it, I think we'll be better off for that population that has nothing to do or doesn't even know that they can be successful.
Right. Well, thanks again, ladies, for being on the show.
Thank you.
And this is what we're about. We love, especially bringing women, because women have a lot of struggles, and we have a lot of things that we God and life have need help navigating through. So it's helpful to bring on different women and their different views
and also someone
opinions.
With careers that you would never think a woman is
unorthodox careers,
unorthodox careers,
but they're still like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think next time we need to talk about hormones,
Right.
menopause. But
Exactly.
but I just loved having you guys on, and I thank you so much. And
yes.
see y'all next time, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.